Hey everyone, today I got a quick simple review here. These are a pair of yoga socks, or basically some comfortable athletic socks with some grip on the bottom, so you can also use it for like hospital use, for the elderly who difficulty putting on shoes, so they just need something with good grip. This particular one by Qishare comes in a pack of 2 for under $10. Nothing flashy in design, just mostly black with of course white grippy dots on the bottom, and then some colored stripes, green and red, for these 2 pairs. Just to give you a quick overview of this sock design, it is 80% cotton with 16% spandex and 4% elastin. If you look a little bit more closely to the middle of the sock, you can see there's actually the elastin and spandex. You can see it's a little bit narrower than the rest of the sock, so that allows for a more snug fit around your arch area, so you don't have some extra loose material hanging about in the arch. And then taking a look at the cuff design, you can see it is a low cut sock, and it's kind of strategically cut in a way that it wouldn't rise above your ankle joint. It's also padded a little bit more since it will be a high wear area, since you're constantly taking it on and off, so that's a good thing to see. And then lastly, the final design element of course are these little white silicone type dots that will provide the grip necessary for the soles of your feet. As you can see, it's not a random pattern arranged here. There are some larger dots and some smaller dots. The larger dots kind of sit on the high impact areas, so like the middle of your feet and then the balls of your feet as well. Smaller ones line anywhere in between. In a way, they kind of remind me as if somebody took a hot glue gun and just kind of did little dots on the bottom of socks. But from what I can tell, they hold on pretty well. And they get the job done from my uses. I'll of course update this review if I find that they become dislodged after a short period of time. But turning it inside out, you can see there's no sign of those particular dots seeping through to the inside that might irritate your feet, which is absolutely a wonderful thing to see. But what I do see are a little bit of loose ends in the sewing. Not a big deal. I think most socks have this issue. It's just a simple matter of snipping off the ends a little bit more if you are worried about it getting unwind. Now, I know there's some of you out there who are worried about what about the other 3 socks, so here they are now. The pattern, as you can see, is mirrored on the opposite sock, and then the inside out is also the same story for each of these socks. And then I also checked to see if the quality is consistent with the other red colored sock, and you can see it pretty much is. Now time to put these to the test. I would say the sizing is pretty appropriate. It might be a little bit on the small side if you wash it, since they're cotton, and they will shrink a little bit after machine wash. So if you want to go up a little bit in size, you can. They just come in a generic small, medium, and large size. But overall, I really do like the fit of it. You can definitely feel how snug it is, especially around the arch area, thanks to that spandex. And just walking around with it and just doing some quick movements, I can tell that it definitely provides some excellent grip on this smooth tiled surface. So these are perfectly fine for the elderly or as hospital socks. Now to put it to the test for some exercises, I know this isn't yoga, but just to demonstrate that this works with all of these kinds of calisthenic type exercises as well, with lunges, stretches, and whatnot. Never once did I feel like I was slipping or it might skid away. So these are really an excellent choice for those of us who may not own a yoga mat, for example. I just haven't gotten around to buy one, and I think I might be able to hold off a little bit longer because now I have these particular socks. So the last thing I'm going to show you is what the socks may look like after a machine wash. So I'm just washing the green pair here, and this is what it looks like compared to the red one, which has not undergone a machine washer and dryer. First, I just check if all these little dots are still intact. Is there any kind of peeling or whatsoever? And I don't see that. And then I check the inside if any of the loose ends have gotten torn off, or there's some significant more of these loose ends, and there doesn't seem to be. And then finally is the size comparison. How much does this thing actually shrink in the wash? You can see it kind of shrunk about, I would say, maybe a little bit less than a centimeter. Kind of to be expected for a cotton sock, and at least this isn't 100% cotton, so it's not going to shrink too much in the machine wash. And once you shrink it once, it pretty much retains that actual size. So I don't think it's a huge deal, but again, if you are kind of between sizes, you might want to consider picking the larger size. As usual, the link is in the description for those of you who are interested.